The story begins with David heading to a wedding when his car is booted. Just then, he notices a poster for a car rental agency as the weather turns bad. Arriving there, he faces a tricky door that only opens exactly when the receptionist buzzes him in. Any earlier or later attempt fails. David struggles but finally gets inside. This agency isn't like others. They make him stand on a mark and say his name into a camera before handing him a 1994 Saturn SL, their only available car. Photos of David already exist on file. They ask if he needs a GPS, but David declines, saying he has a phone. Still, they press him about phone failure, making him reluctantly take the GPS, which pleases them. David grabs the car and heads off to the wedding. At the wedding, David spots Sarah, who arrived in the same car model. Their eyes meet, and the bride introduces them. Sarah says no when David offers a drink and later dances while David steps outside for a cigarette. Sarah joins him, teasing him to quit trying to be charming. David asks why she's afraid of him. Sarah says she isn't afraid but fears she might hurt him. David counters that maybe he'll be the one to hurt her. They discuss marriage. Sarah doesn't believe in it. David dreams of marriage with 3 kids. Sarah provocatively asks if he'd marry her, and David responds, aware she's hurt many men, just as she admits many have hurt her. Sarah asks David to dance, but he refuses. She dances with another man while David watches, then regrets not joining. The next day, David leaves. On the road, his GPS surprises him, asking if he wants to go on a big, bold, beautiful journey. David joins in, saying yes with feeling as instructed. The GPS directs him to Kiki Plaza for a cheeseburger, where Sarah coincidentally eats the same burger. They see each other, but conversation is awkward. Sarah wonders if David will ask her out. He replies, "Do you want that?" She smiles cryptically. When they leave, the rain stops, and they notice their identical rental cars. Saying goodbye, David tells Sarah he does dance. Once in his car, the GPS orders him to pick up Sarah. Her car won't start, so they begin their journey together in one car. Their car breaks down in a forest by a red door. They open it and find themselves at an old Canadian lighthouse. David reflects on how beautiful places can feel lonely, and how people expect epiphanies from such views. Sarah asks if he knows where his life is headed. He says no. Both enjoy the view before returning to the car, confused about the strange door. Next, they arrive at a locked door. Sarah knocks, recognized by the security guard, and they enter her favorite museum. Sarah shares memories of her deceased mother and how she visited often, sometimes after hours with the guard's help. Sarah reveals her mother died when she was 19. She confesses she believes her dad is alive but wishes he wasn't. On the car ride, Sarah talks about a bittersweet road trip with her dad. Visiting baseball games she disliked and enduring sickness, but still a good time. David asks why Sarah is single. She shocks him by admitting she cheats, even on perfect partners. David says he's single because he hasn't found the right woman. They reach David's high school where a musical is happening. Teachers interact with David as if he's 15 again. Cheryl, the girl David loves, is in the musical. David confesses he's going to tell Cheryl he loves her again, despite her loving someone else poorly. He gets ready with makeup as his parents attend. Sarah listens quietly. David performs nervously but well. Cheryl follows. He tells Cheryl he loves her, but her reply is the same. She's with someone else. David warns Cheryl of the heartbreak ahead, but she grows tired and leaves. Sarah joins the musical as a former groupie, and they perform together before driving away. They share stories about their high school selves, how David thought life would work out back then, and how his parents called him special endlessly. Sarah asks if David still chases girls like Cheryl, and he says no one's worth chasing. She warns him not to chase her. Suddenly, the car stops and transports them to a new dimension. A door opens into the hospital where Sarah's mom died. Sarah asks if her mom was comfortable, revealing she avoided the hospital during that time due to an affair. She mourns her mom dying alone. Meanwhile, David sees his anxious father recalling David's premature birth with heart complications. David reassures him that he'll survive. His parents plan to protect him by telling him he's perfect and special, which David honors by calling his dad a good man. Sarah sits grieving beside her mother's body, telling her about David, wishing she had shared sooner. When reunited in the dimension, David offers gifts meant for the girlfriend who's bad for him, not for Sarah, and their bond deepens. The car's GPS announces a break at a scenic overlook. They climb a mountain with stunning earth views, sharing thoughts on life's length. David's last decade feeling long and Sarah's life seeming short when there's something to lose. Imagining a future wedding, they imagine dancing and caring for each other, sharing a kiss. Next, they confront past relationships. David's ex-fiancée returns his ring, questioning if ending things is right. Sarah prepares to leave her ex that night, promising to block him. All four meet at one table. Sarah explains why she left. She felt smothered by too much care. David reflects on how he chased his ex but lost interest once he felt secure. His ex tells him no one will ever be enough for him. As they leave, a deer crashes into their car, flipping it over, destroying phones, and setting the car on fire. Walking away, Sarah suggests ending their connection before causing pain, but David insists on giving love a real chance. He declares he knows her regrets, her defenses, her fears, and loves her anyway. Sarah doubts this, asking about tomorrow, but David affirms he believes in sharing a life. Suddenly, the car explodes. They spend the night at an inn. The next day, a mechanic fixes their car, hinting there's more ahead. He gives them umbrellas as rain starts again. The GPS instructs David to drop Sarah off. She leaves, saying she's done with the journey despite GPS urging her to continue. They see their childhood homes, a symbol of their past. At David's home, his mother mistakes him for his father. Young David is consoling himself after a breakup. Real David visits to comfort his younger self with truths about love and life's messiness, reminding him he's special. Sarah reunites with her living mother, who sees her as 12. She admits her fears about adulthood, but her mom encourages choosing contentment and happiness. David and his younger self play video games before the elder David leaves with new peace. David returns the car, noticing a photo of another woman intended as his match. It was changed at the last moment, with Sarah showing up instead. David quietly stops chasing Sarah. Sarah skips returning the car, instead coming to David, telling him he's worth the risk despite mutual fears of hurt. She believes they can find contentment together and confesses love. They kiss and walk through David's house door, the last door, and that's where their story ends.